Welcome back to News Junkies. I'm Bill DeFoi. Joining me right now is a good friend and a longtime associate, Pablo Ortiz from Gold Coast Broadcasting. He and I have some history. We go back to when I was working for Gold Coast. But today, Pablo is here. He is the festival chairman of the Oxnard Salsa Festival. Pablo, good to have you with us.
Thank you, Bill. What a pleasure to see you again.
It is always a great time, my friend.
Like old days.
Yes, like the old days.
Yeah.
Tell us about the Oxnard Salsa Festival coming up at the end of July.
Well, it is coming up this month, Bill. You're absolutely right. On the 24th, 25th, and 26th, the Oxnard Salsa Festival will be celebrating its 22nd year. And, Bill, I can tell you one thing. I've been with the Salsa Festival from the beginning. I just am excited to be their chairman this year. I've been involved with the Downtowners, which owns the Salsa Festival, the Oxnard Downtowners. And, you know, I've been voted in as their president this year as well as I was last year. So I'm wearing two hats, president of the Downtowners and chairman of the committee. And we have a great salsa festival for everyone this year. Not only are we celebrating our 22nd, but for our opening act on the 24th, we will be sharing the stage with Oscar Hernandez. Oscar Hernandez is an internationally known musician, Latin jazz, salsa. And he's bringing with him some phenomenal musicians that he's putting together, and we're going to have an incredible Friday night concert. So that what'll happen is that the Heritage Square Summer Concert Series will go dark that Friday night, the 24th, and we will do the concert on Friday night at Plaza Park. And that'll open the Salsa Festival. And anyone that would like to know about seating availabilities and ticket prices, I will ask you to go to oxnardsalsafestival.com, and you can buy your tickets right online or a table and come to the concert on Friday night because it's going to be very special.
The Oxnard Salsa Festival, tell us a little bit about the genesis, the origin of the festival. Why was it created, and what is its main purpose?
Sure, that's a great question because the main purpose is what I'll focus on in a second. But the way it was started was by the Downtowners 22 years ago. They wanted to create a festival for the purpose of bringing people to downtown, giving them a good experience, and having them come back to build business for the business people of downtown Oxnard. So that's the reason for it. The way it started was that this committee got together, and Rosemary Pace, a former member of the committee 22 years ago, came to me. It was her job to come to Pablo at Jones Intercable, where I was working as the advertising sales manager, and she asked me if we would sponsor the festival. And I said, salsa? And of course, my ears went flying up because I'm an old salsa guy. My parents were rumberos. I grew up watching them dance to this music, and I was in New York for 9 years where salsa is king. And I said, wow. And she says, yeah, salsa, the food, the condiment. And we have our tremendous agricultural farmers here, and we want to celebrate that. And I said, oh, of course. And then, of course, Pablo said, but you also have to include salsa, the music, and the dance. What better situation? Of course, that was the beginning of what it is today. Celebrating salsa, the dance, the music, and the food. And of course, you all know that salsa is today's #1 condiment over ketchup. It's been that for years now. I mean, salsa is bought all over the world now. It's amazing.
It is amazing. Now, you brought up one key point, which is the dance. And, salsa dancing, we've had Dancing with the Stars and other programs of that genre that promote dancing, but there's an actual competition going on with a lot of the nonprofits.
Oh, you bet. About 7 or 8 years ago, we came up with the idea to help the nonprofits that were struggling in our community because of the economy. And the concept was to kind of play off of Dancing with the Stars on television. And we came up with the name Dancing with the Local Community Stars. And what we do is select. And now we select based on all the submissions that we get every year from the nonprofit world, and we have to go through a process of selecting 6 of them, and we pair them up with a VIP that is simpatico to their organization. And then we bring in a professional dancing instructor, and they go through a 2-month rigorous routine of developing a dance to compete with. What they then do is go to their constituents all over the city and all over the world, if you will, and ask them to support their dancer with a dollar a vote. So people that are more able to support it with 1,000 votes, pony up $1,000. And those that can only support it with $5, pony up $5. And those $5 represent 5 votes, or 1,000 votes. And that creates a popularity contest, if you will, with the tally of how many votes. And then, of course, that translates to dollars for the charity, and they're able to go away with a lot of money to help support them. And to date, we're closing in on $1 million
That is
for
a lot of
our
money.
charities.
That is excellent. And who are some of the charities that are participating this year?
This year we have PAL participating as one of the charities. We have also the ladies from Seroptimus. We have 4 others, but I'd like to just quickly chat about PAL because a very unique situation occurred this year. Their VIP, their person that is going to dance for them is Edward Majorco Jr. And he has a form of oh, goodness gracious, I can't think of the name of the condition he has that is challenging for him physically to compete. Asperger's. Is that correct?
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so what he has is a challenge of concentrating to create a dance. And our dancer has, a professional dancer, has taken this challenge, and she has just been enriched by it. This young man is dancing, and he's out there shaking the trees for donations and for votes, and it's going to be a very interesting competition this year, along with all the other charities that are there. If you'd like to know who they are, I encourage you to please go online and support your favorite one, OxnardSalsaFestival.com, and you'll see, and you'll go to the menu and go to the Dancing with the Community Stars, and you'll see your 6 charities, your 6 dancers, your 6 professional instructors as well, and a little bio on each one of them. And you can actually go on that same site and donate to whichever one you would like to cast your votes for.
Excellent. We might also point out that PAL is an acronym for the Police Activities League.
That's correct. Police Activities League. Yes, indeed. Thanks for pointing that out. Very much so.
And so they're going to be performing. When are they going to take the stage and perform?
On Sunday at 1 o'clock. The Dancing with the Community Stars is always our event on Sundays. And so we'll be looking forward to that great event. And of course, we will have at the festival a large booth for each of their charities where they will be promoting themselves and their dancer, and they'll have a nice box there where people can actually go and drop cash there if they don't want to do it by check or by online credit card, but they can go to the festival and put cash money in the box, or a check as well. And I'm sure they're going to have their little credit card machines with them.
I'm sure they will.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So if you come out, you'll be able to see them there and get a chance to talk with them and find out what the charities are about. I really encourage you to help them because it's a tremendous opportunity to give back to community, and we're providing this beautiful platform for them to do so.
Well, that figure of $1 million, now that's impressive.
Yes, it is. We've had some incredible people that have worked really hard to develop a great salsa festival ask, if you will. Bonnie Weigel at Food Share is one of the best at it. There's no doubt that her talents in working with people and communicating and getting people to contribute are well documented. And our festival has had them as a charity twice in the last 8 years, and they themselves, on their own, for at one charity over 2 events have raised over $110,000.
Oh my.
So she is amazing what she does, but they just have a machine that works real well, and they have, of course, a great charity and very worthwhile. A couple years ago, we had Teatro de las Americas, which is a local nonprofit theater group that does plays in Spanish and then projects them with subtitles in English on the wall so that people can come and experience Spanish plays, Spanish culture. And they were really in need of financial help. And I invited them to do a couple of things. One was to join my BNI group, and the other was to accept an invitation to dance. And Juan Gonzalez from Richard Francis and Associates, the law firm, danced for them. He is currently their chairman, and that man raised $43,000.
Wow.
Can you imagine? So that is an incredible opportunity for nonprofits to be able to help themselves with the services that they provide for our community.
Now, besides the concerts, which if people want to get preferred seating, there is a cost factor, but they want to come to the festival. Is the price a smile and a thank you, or is there a charge at the gate?
Well, thanks for asking that question. For 21 years, it has been one way. And we're changing just a little bit this year. It's still going to be a free festival, but we've always charged $5 for certain elements of the festival. One of them is the salsa tasting tent, where you pick up a boat of chips, and you get to taste the salsas inside the tent. So that's a tremendous opportunity to taste delicious salsas from many of the local commercial restaurants here in the community. The other thing, of course, people pay for there is for their food and for the refreshments, beer, soda, whatever it may be. And we have an arts and crafts fair. But this year, for the first time ever, we're actually going to charge to get into the entertainment area where the bands are performing. It's a nominal $5 charge, but it's to help us control the crowd, because it's just so large how people crowd into our area where it's fenced in because of the beer sales. People can drink their beer in there as well, that it got out of control, and we needed a way to control it. And we came up with the idea that if we charge $5, it'll be a lot more, we'll probably have less people in there, but at least it'll be much more controlled. And the people that really want to be in there, because they're dancers and they want to see the dancing, will be there. So it'll be the first time we charge for that particular element of the festival.
So this is going to be something really then, Pablo, for the entire family.
For the entire family. The festival has everything. We have the Kids Corner. And I'm going to talk about the Kids Corner. And by the way, parking is free. So the police department will not be handing out tickets that day. So you can park on the streets here and not worry about the 2-hour limit. However, I want to talk about an element of the festival that is just beautiful, and that's the Kids Corner. 10 years or so ago, Gloria Hidrogo, a dear friend of mine, and her husband, Trotsky Barreto, were running the Art and Music Factory right down here on A Street. And I went to them and said, I need your help. We really want to create a wonderful kids corner this year and going forward. And we need someone that's creative and can take this bull by the horns and do something real special. Well, guess what? I told Gloria that what we had for her in terms of materials were all the chips all the tortillas that they can use from our big sponsor, Mission Foods. They provide the chips for the salsa tasting tent, and they now provide the tortillas for our Kids Corner, because what Gloria came up with was this idea. She stencils out these tortillas with images of the salsa festival, and the kids come in and they paint them. and then she sprays them so that they can harden up and they can put them on their walls. Well, these kids take them home, and they have this beautiful art in their bedrooms, and they love it. Well, a sidebar to this wonderful story is that Gloria had never found her niche as an artist. She's a phenomenal artist, and she was professionally trained in Mexico City. And the Mexican consul here in Oxnard saw her work that she came up with when one day she had this idea of doing real art, not just kid art, but professional art on canvas with oil and tortillas. And so she created a couple of these paintings. The Mexican consulate got a hold of them, asked her to do an art show, and from there, it's history. She is now worldwide known. Her paintings sell for almost $10,000 each now. And that is incredible when you're an artist, a new artist. All of a sudden, Mexico promotes the tortilla through her work. Because the tortilla is Mexico's condiment, and she is Mexican born, so they've adopted her. She's on scholarship, let me tell you. She's selling art all over the world and displays at the Louvre in France and everywhere you go. She's just and she's our Salsa Festival person. And by the way, she'll be here again this year doing the Salsa Kids Corner.
Oh my goodness! So the hours for the festival. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Well, the hours are for the weekend from Saturday and Sunday from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. And on Friday night, the concert gates open at 6, concerts on at 7. And so that's a very special, it's not part of the weekend, but it's a special Friday night concert that you can go online and pick up your tickets for that. Now, if you come and you don't want to pay to listen to this music, you can sit outside of the fenced-in area. So anyone that is on a real tight budget are welcome to come and sit around, bring your chairs and sit around the park, and you'll be able to hear the music. Everyone is welcome, whether you can pay or not.
Excellent. Well, we mentioned dancing a little bit earlier. Are you going to be out dancing this year?
Ooh. Well, Bill.
I'm going to share something in a bit, but go ahead.
Okay. Well, the answer is yes. I will dance with some of the friends that come up to the stage. As you know, I'm the MC throughout the whole weekend. So I'm announcing all the bands and the sponsors, and I'm on stage all weekend working. And during my breaks, when the bands are playing, I have a lot of friends in the audience that want to dance, and I like to dance, so I will dance. My health has been kind of crazy the last 3-4 years, so I've had to cut back a lot on that. And I'm doing a lot better this year, but I will be very careful. I promised my wife that I'll be very careful, and I won't go nuts or anything like that. Yeah.
Well, I'm referring to, I saw a clip earlier today of something on YouTube where you were actually out there doing some dancing.
You must be talking about the Oxnard Harlem Shake.
You got that right.
Well, you know, as a part of the Downtowners, we had this idea when the Shake was going on 2 years ago. It was a big deal all over the country. Everybody was doing their version of a Harlem Shake, and so the community got together and we said, okay, what are we going to do? And they said, well, we want Pablo to dance, and we'll get all the characters, the Salsa Festival dude, the Strawberry dude or dudette was out there, mariachis, dancers, folklóricos, everyone that does anything in downtown Oxnard and around here that represents Oxnard, we brought them out as characters and we did the Harlem Shake. So if you want to see it, just go to Oxnard Harlem Shake and on YouTube, and it'll pop right up and you'll get to see it.
I want to wrap up. There's a lot more than the Salsa Festival with going on in downtown Oxnard.
Yes.
You're a president of the Downtowners. Tell us about some of the other activities very quickly.
Sure, be happy to.
Time remaining.
Okay, what we have is the farmers market every Thursday from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. We took the farmers market over back in October of last year, and because we wanted to really build something special for our community here in downtown. So the city allowed us to work that, and we're just delighted in bringing the farmers market to you. If you haven't come by in the last few months, please stop by and say hi. We also have a terrific First Thursdays food truck event right here in Plaza Park, and we have the greatest food trucks around, and that's a foodie event. So if you're a foodie, make sure you come every first Thursday of the month to downtown Oxnard, and we call that First Thursdays Food Trucks. And then we have our summer concert series in Heritage Square. That's every Friday night, and this weekend, or 2 days from now, on Friday, the band will be Ray Jarique and the Uptown Brothers. But we opened up the concert 2 weeks ago with Freddie G and the Smooth Response Band out of LA. And let me tell you something, they knocked down the walls of that place that night. It's such a great venue, and the community comes out with their picnic baskets and their bottle of wine, and they have a wonderful time in downtown Oxnard. So those are some of the events that are going on right now. I encourage you to join us, folks. To get information, all you have to do is, one of them is, of course, OxnardSalsaFestival.com. The other one is DowntownOxnard.org, and the other one is OxnardDowntowners.org. So check us out, go online, see what's going on, and come out and support us, and we really appreciate that.
Well, Pablo, it has been my joy to have you with us
thank
today,
you, Bill.
And good luck on the Salsa Festival and all the other activities going on in downtown Oxnard.
Thank you very much, Bill. Appreciate it.
Thank you, my friend. And join us next time right here on News Junkies, a production of the Heritage Media Group.